All right. So we have been getting small little updates on Spider-Man every now and then, and as a big Spider-Man fan, I need to know what's going on with this movie. Even with what just happened with Madam Web, I need my update, right? So I was looking into this account, Can We Get Toast, which right now is still one of the more reliable accounts of scoopers and people and whatnot. And the other day they were teasing something for Spider-Man. Let me see here. Oh, where is it? Where is it? They said this. They said, sources have said that the behind the scenes of Spider-Man 4 isn't looking so hot. And it's like, oh, we had heard about that. We heard that Sony and Marvel right now, and there's more to the story than just this. We had heard that Sony and Marvel right now are kind of arguing on what to do with Spider-Man 4. Marvel apparently wants to go the street level grounded route where they have like Kingpin as the main bad guy, Daredevil will show up, and Spider-Man is kind of alone and he faces Scorpion, and Kingpin will like outlaw superheroes in New York, so then he hires like people to go after them, mercenaries and whatnot. And that's where Scorpion and other people could come in. It sounds like actually a really great idea and back to kind of a small scale, and then they can build up to something bigger. Sony, on the other hand, is like, we just made a Billy with the multiverse story, Toby and Andrew. We'd like a Billy again, okay? We don't want to risk going small scale when we just went big time. And even though I would love to see Toby and Andrew again, I do think that's a mistake. So then they came out with the update here. And then here we go. Let's see. See if I can find things. Okay. So somebody got the scoop from them. So again, crediting Can We Get Toast, they said here, Sony is trying to make Marvel Studios rush Spider-Man 4 and make it ready for 2025. But since 2025 is already so crowded, Marvel wants to take its time and release it in 2026 before Avengers Kang Dynasty. So that's the thing right now. Marvel is like, Sony right now is like rushing to want to get this movie out to the people and get it made and meet that 2025 release date. 2025 is already insanely packed, my friends, okay? Not only do we have the new Jurassic Park movie, we have Superman Legacy, we have the Fantastic Four, we have Batman Part 2, we have Beyond the Spider-Verse, like Jordan Peele's new movie just got announced to be 2025. 2025 is looking to be an awesome year for movies. Add in Spider-Man 4, now we're talking crowded. Now we're going back to what was the problem, I think, last year, where a lot of movies were flopping because it's like, well, not everybody has money to go to see these 3-4 new movies every month. And so a lot of them kind of underperformed and whatnot. Like, I'm scared for Superman Legacy. That's like flopped right in between a new Jurassic Park movie and the Fantastic Four. It's like, I really hope Superman Legacy doesn't drown in all that. And yeah, but it's like, Sony, what are you doing? Like for the longest time, people would always say Marvel should own the Spider-Man rights. Marvel should just have all the Spider-Man. I've seen what they've done with Spider-Man, and while I like Tom Holland, I like the Tobey movies. I enjoy the Andrew movies. I feel like Sony can do something. Like, look at the Spider-Verse movies. They'll look really good. But lately, they've been making the strangest decisions with both Spider-Man and their spin-off universe, like El Muerto, and we just saw what happened with Madam Web. Like, what is happening at Sony that their brains are cooked right now and don't realize that they're making the wrong choices here? And so that's kind of the update we have right now. It's just still up in the air what's going to happen with this movie. What's it going to end up being? Who's going to be the villain? Like, because again, you have to remember now that they're going with a new trilogy. Because once you're going on to this fourth movie, you're going to want to do 5 and 6, and I think probably Tom will retire after 6, and then we'll be on to the next reboot or the next Spider-Person. But it's like, it's smart to go back to basics a little bit. You just had No Way Home. It's really hard to top No Way Home. Although that movie, has maybe a little bit of writing issues or pacing, like, it's still a really special, nice movie for bringing in all the Spider people, being a celebration of all the Spider movies that we've seen before. You can't just try and do that again and bring them in and have some big grand story. Like, it cannot be an event every time. Going small scale is the smart way to go, even if you're not going to make as much money in No Way Home. Because I want to see the Scorpion. I want to see Tom Holland shine without the other Spider people that being there. And Amy Pascal recently said, let me see if I can find that article. Sony 2 Miles. Let me see if I can. They were recently talking about, I think Amy Pascal, who's one of the heads at Sony, was asked, like, if they will make a Miles Morales movie. And then they said, no, we still want to do two more. Yes, he said that Sony's Amy Pascal says someday to making a live action Miles Morales, not until we make two more movies. And then it was later clarified by two more movies, they mean beyond the Spider-Verse and the Spider-Man 4. And I feel like that is the next big step, right? I feel like that's what Tom Holland's Spider-Man movies are going to lead into. And there's already a lot of theories about that and speculation, like where Spider-Man moved into at the end of No Way Home. It said that Miles Morales lives in that same building. They introduced Feast and that shelter that Aunt May worked at. He'll be working there. I think if they build it up 3 movies to where Tom Holland Spider-Man passes the torch to Miles, then that could lead us into Miles being the main Spider-Man in the MCU for a little bit. And then we eventually get the reboot with Peter Parker again or whatnot. I don't know, but like having this new trilogy build to Miles to take over the reins and then give Miles his own standalone live action trilogy, I think would be the smartest way to go with it, in my opinion here. Because, Tom Holland can always be doing these movies, and we've already had several actors pass on that torch. So let's see here what some of you guys are saying. I want live action Miles that's exactly like the one in the games. Keep his love interest looking the same too. Get an actual Black Hispanic too. I mean, yeah, that's a must. It's always hard because like the black part of Miles is also very important, but I also don't want to forget the Puerto Rican Hispanic side, and I hope they do that blend well. Because it's always funny to me when I hear Miles's version talk Spanish, whether it's in the animated Spider-Verse movies or in the video game, because it's clearly an actor learning Spanish secondhand, and it would just be nice to have like someone a little bit more fluent, que cuando hablan español se siente como si saben el español, like I just did. See right there? Doesn't look like I took high school Spanish, right? No, that comes straight from my mama hitting me with chanclas. I know the Spanish, all right? So that's kind of what we got going on, man. And it's just still a little sad and depressing with this, because it's like I just want Spider-Man to succeed. I want things to be good, The reason I get so angry and flustered in my like spoiler reviews for Morbius and Madam Web is because it's like I love Spider-Man so much, Sony. Why are you abusing my love of this character and having me watch these movies for the tiniest connections? I should learn by now. But I'm going to be parked right there for Kraven the Hunter and Venom 3. I'll be like, all right, what you got for me? Can't be any worse now. Oh, yeah, let me see what else you guys are saying here. W. Sony being Sony. Yeah. It's very hard to find a mixed actor to play Miles nowadays, though. Yeah, probably. I'm sure if they did the search, though. Like, Spider-Man, though, is one of those roles where you should probably cast an unknown. Like, think about it this way. Tom Holland was essentially an unknown when he got cast. He's been in a few movie roles, but he was almost a nobody that people knew. Andrew Garfield, same way. I don't know about Toby before. Maybe Toby was popular. I was a kid. I didn't know what he was like then. But I remember Andrew and Tom were essentially unknowns. People that, like, they did 1 or 2 movies, but no one really knew them. Once you get that role, you're a superstar status. So I think doing that search and trying to find that actor out there and then giving them that star is a big deal. Is a big deal.